Parents want safer online experiences for their teens. That's why Instagram is introducing Teen Accounts, with automatic protections for who can contact teens and the content they can see, giving parents more peace of mind. Learn more at instagram.com/teenaccounts.
Every day, our world gets a little more connected, but a little further apart. But then, there are moments that remind us to be more human.
Thank you for calling Amica Insurance.
Hey, I was just in an accident.
Don't worry, we'll get you taken care of.
At Amica, we understand that looking out for each other isn't new or groundbreaking. It's human. Amica, empathy is our best policy.
Are you forgetting we had a game show in this country called Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Right. And
Okay.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Okay.
What's the
Good
matter?
Lord. I'm trying to get my computer to pick up. It won't pick up.
But then it did.
And it just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. And I'm panicking because I don't want to get yelled at for not knowing anything about technology. Okay. I've gotten that out. I'm good now.
Okay, good.
Where's Christopher?
I don't know. Taking his antidepressants, I guess.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't take too many.
Yeah, me too.
Are we all down?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Because
what are you gonna do?
what fucking Twilight Zone do we fucking live in?
Well, I have my thoughts.
Yeah.
I have my thoughts. It's well, this might explain it a little bit. So, I was at the gas station 2 days ago, which would make it Tuesday. I'm sorry, yesterday. So I'm at the gas station yesterday, and there's a guy pumping gas at the next place at BJ's. Oh, good. I'm about to explain the problem, Chris, with the last night's events.
I asked the question, what fucking Twilight Zone are we living in?
Listen, I had to triple up on the fluoxetine today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I looked up to see what it was.
So did I.
Didn't know what it was. I looked it up.
And that's because I went to 7-Eleven to get a Coke. Okay. The African-American woman in front of me was getting a pizza and something else, and her debit card declined 3 times.
Ugh.
She looks back at me and says, well, I guess you just need to get out of here and get on to your Klan meeting, don't you? And I said to her, I just want a fucking drink.
Oh,
that's it.
Did she
Yes. You can't make this shit up.
She must listen to the show.
Fucking Trump derangement syndrome is real. It's a thing personal to me today. But Wally, explain the events of last night. I would love to have your Walter Cronkite-esque on it.
So here is my Walter Cronkite and Roger Mudd take on things. I went deep for that one.
Yeah, you did.
And so my thinking is that I was getting gas yesterday, and there's a guy getting gas next to me, BJ's, $2.46 a gallon. Hello, in this rotten economy, and I'm pumping the gas, and he's maybe a couple years older than I am, and he says not to me, but to the woman in the next bay, "Excuse me, what time is it?" And she says, a little after 6:30. He said, "Really? Did we have the daylight savings already?" And she said, "Yeah, a few days ago on Saturday. I didn't know that. No wonder I'm so early," or whatever it was. So my thing is, people don't pay attention to the news, and the news that they do look at, their fucking crazy town news, doesn't give you the information like, hey, turn your clocks back. No, their information is.
But those people are looking at social media where the man said they're eating dogs,
Yeah.
The
Because that's the news he looks at.
yeah. So
But they
if
don't tell
that's
him
not
what-
enough for you to go, oh, the man has dementia. Perhaps running the country is not his bag.
Well, the guy.
They got the PETA vote. That's for sure. Sarah McLachlan voted, no doubt.
Yeah, I have some serious thoughts about it that I don't want to talk about the stuff that happened, but I just think that people just lost their fucking mind.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I don't know whether they've lost their mind or not. I think there was no candidate that was good. There was no
but
candidate
there was
that
one
was
that wasn't
acceptable.
going to take away rights from people.
I understand that, but you've got so many people that are pissed off at the last 4 years that they would have voted for fucking Hitler if he was on the other
Well,
side.
I tell you what, January fucking 21st, I expect my gas to be 99 cents a gallon and I want my groceries to be basically free. That's the promise, right? Day one?
Day one.
So I think, my serious thought is this. I think that Democrats lost so many men that went to the other side. Black men, Hispanic men, white men in general, because just be quiet.
Because we would rather vote against our own interest than let a woman be in charge.
No, it has nothing to do with the woman part. It has a lot, I think, to do with men feeling like they've been fucking bashed for 2-3 decades. And they're like, you know what? We want to look at women and say, oh, that's a good looking girl. We don't want to be continuously called misogynistic. We don't want to be, no. It's that attitude, Jessica.
Are you listening to Toots laugh over there?
Yeah, I am listening to Toots laugh.
We can't.
I don't
we
mean
can't,
to be
we can't
disrespectful.
have a woman in charge because we're not allowed to say she's good looking.
That's not it. It's because of that attitude that you're displaying.
Whoa!
Men suck.
Jesus Christ! Would you call
Men
Dave
joke.
Steele, please? Because a very special episode of Cheese Wits.
That is what I think. What men are absorbing, that saying, you know what, some men are fucking idiots, no doubt, but most are not. However, they all get clumped in that same fucking space. Men suck. Men are misogynistic. Men are this. Men are that. No, some men are, for sure they are. Some men make you feel gross and icky and don't look at me and get away from me, but most are just fucking guys. And I think they just said, you know what? We're going to go with the guy who's a guy, who says it's okay to be a guy.
A rapist. Cool. Okay. Good. Okay.
All that aside, they're not looking at that, Jess.
Obviously. Obviously, they're not.
No fooling, Wally.
Yeah. They're not
Hey, that
looking
guy
at that.
over there, he just
I'm
set
not
fire
saying
to my
I
house.
agree. Listen, I don't agree with it either. I didn't vote for the guy. But I think that when you look at the whole woke thing, people are saying, okay, we've had enough of it.
Don't blame me. I voted Lyndon LaRouche.
Here's an old one.
You want to pull out Roger Mudd? I'll follow you.
Lyndon LaRouche goes back, my friend.
My Lord.
I think people just lost their mind. Now, the sort of the upside, I know there's no upside, but sort of the upside is how people split their vote in the states where, even though Florida didn't get by, the 7 states or 6 or 7 states that had an abortion on the ballot all passed, except for Florida, which needs 60% and only got 57% of the vote, but still voted for Trump. So that's it. They want abortion to be legal, but they still want fucking Trump in office. They want the state to take care of the abortion issue, and they want women to be able to have access to health care, but they still want Trump to be there to say whatever it is he says. I mean,
They're eating the dogs.
They're reading what?
The
dogs.
Oh, the dogs.
Yeah, and it's funny how you got your far right and you got your far left. And reading some of this shit on Facebook yesterday from somebody who was over on the left side, and the girl said, Okay, I'm going to go vote at 8 a.m. and then I'm going to have an abortion at 10. I'm going to dye my hair blue at 11. I'm going to go vote again at 1 and then have another abortion at 3 and then dye my hair purple later on. And then I'm going to go down on 3 girls. Take care.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
my
I'm
cousin
going to go over to the elementary school and watch some sex change operations.
And get the tampons out.
Yep.
My cousin at one point wrote, put something on the blog. What is Philadelphia trying to cheat again? And
on the blog.
There's a whole on her whatever she on her posting. So she posts, "Oh, what is Philadelphia cheating again? Just like last time." And then there's several posts, people agreeing with her. And then an hour, 2 hours later, yay, Philadelphia! It's like, come on, you're just fucking so reactionary to this bullshit. Philadelphia is not cheating. It was just because Trump posted something that said on his Truth Social an untruth. The authorities are on their way. There's cheating in Philadelphia. They're just so reactionary on both those fucking ends of the right and left.
And the king of misinformation feeds the misinformation to his little followers, and they put it all over the internet, and nobody does their fact checking.
Of course they don't. But it's just as bad on the other side, though. It's just as wacky on.
I don't think the misinformation is just as bad on the other side.
It's going to be a long 4 years of this podcast, Wally.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, the next 4 years,
mm-hmm.
it's going to be something. Hey,
well, it'll probably be fine because
again.
I'll be thrown in jail because I got a mouth on me.
This is what I'm worried about too.
That's right, and you're going to be called Missy when you do it too.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure I want to be on the podcast anymore because I don't want to go Trump, yay! What a guy! He is the kind of guy that if you say bad shit about him, something's going to happen to you.
Yep.
You ever been to North Korea, Wally?
No, I haven't, but I have a feeling that I might be ending up there. No, no more of my liberal bullshit. I can tell you that. I already canceled my donations, my monthly donation to PBS. And I'm not sending that in anymore. And I'm just, I know people. I saw one of my friends put a thing up that just their new picture is just black, just black.
You saw our one of our mutual friends did that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I just like, it's, listen, I'm not happy with this.
How could anybody be happy with this except for the people that are hanging people in trees? Who could be happy other than that? I don't get it.
The 50 some odd million people, however many it was, who voted for the motherfucker.
And that just shows you this fucking country is either brainwashed or all racist.
You know, somebody, my friend sent me a statistic and I did not, I'm about to sound very hypocritical because I did not fact check this before I'm blurting it out. So let me just say that I am not positive that this is true.
Yeah, that's fine.
But she sent me a statistic that said it was a stupid high number. Like 54% of people in this country read below a 6th grade level.
Oh, I would believe that.
If that's true, and then you look at the voting numbers, then it kind of makes sense. That's the only thing, because I kept thinking as I was watching the numbers, and I had to I turned on Netflix. I could not watch the whole night. And I couldn't, I had to even stop checking before bed because I wasn't going to go to sleep if I kept.
I watched The Lincoln Lawyer.
Checking, but every time I looked and red was, there was more, and I was like, okay, but the blue comes in at the end. It's always, you know, it evens out a little bit more later in the night. But it kept not happening. And I kept thinking, this is not possible. It's not possible that this could be happening. And Jessica. Then I woke up this morning and I looked at the numbers, and I swear I looked at it for 5 minutes straight, trying to make sense of what I was seeing.
Before coffee?
Before coffee.
Are you forgetting we had a game show in this country called Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?
Right. And
okay. And you have people sitting at home, and, you know, Jeff Foxworthy is looking at the contestant, spell red. When people go R2Q.
Yeah.
And people at home go, that's what I thought too. That's right. God damn it.
When Jeff Foxworthy becomes that group of people's Alex Trebek, there's a problem.
Ding.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's Jeff Foxworthy is to Alex Trebek as fifth grade reading level is to master's degree.
And full disclosure, I did vote red yesterday. Okay, full disclosure, just not for the president.
Yeah, I voted one red yesterday.
I voted for Larry Hogan because he was a good governor of the state, and I wanted to see him in Senate. I thought it would be great. But
I had
the
to
rest of
vote-
the state didn't feel that way.
I had to vote straight blue because Tennessee is fucking trash. But we are going to continue to be fucking trash. Thank you very much.
Isn't that on the signs when you get into the state?
We are fucking trash.
I voted.
And then below that, welcome bridesmaids.
Yeah.
I voted blue president. I voted gray Senate, independent Angus King. I voted blue Jared Golden, our Republican, our representative in Congress. And for our local state senator, I voted red, Jeff Timberlake, who is our guy. And he's a good guy, and he does what he says he's going to do, and it's good stuff, and he cares about the fucking community.
You know, you look at the big maps, and one of the things that I found fascinating yesterday is that fucking Jill Stein got more votes than RFK.
Yeah.
So RFK, by the way, we have
Isn't he overseeing healthcare now?
I think he's going to be the secretary or something. You drop out, you get a cabinet position.
I will tell you, I voted. So we have ranked choice voting.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Jill Stein was in my block.
Oh my God.
She was my third choice. But because I did not put Cornel West in. He would have been in the other third choice. And Trump was not any of my choices. None of them. But look at who the other choices were. Cornel West, Jill Stein.
Cornel West was the guy that was on That's My Mama.
No, I think that was the guy who played for the Celtics, Cornbread Maxwell.
Right, that's right. I'm sorry.
Right. I think that's what that was. No, it's just such a crazy fucking turn of events. Now, the real thing is, so my take on Trump is he's just a bloviator. He's just blah blah blah. It's the people he surrounds himself, and this time he's going to surround himself with some crazy motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Guys who really are looking for white Christian nationalism.
Now, my question to you guys is, how much of the shit that you're reading do you believe when it comes to this celebrity is going to leave the country?
Oh, none.
They've been saying that. Celebrities have been saying that shit every election since the beginning of time.
Apparently, Bette Midler deleted her Twitter account today.
Well,
so
why was she still on Twitter? I mean, that's Elon Musk is a direct voice puppet of Donald Trump. Why would she still be on Twitter?
You mean there won't be a Witches 3? Shoot.
Oh, you know where she was great? What movie she was great in?
Beaches.
The Rose. She was excellent.
Oh, fuck The Rose. No, this is she was great in the Stepford Wives.
I don't remember her in that. She
was John Lovitz's wife.
Really?
Yeah. She was fucking great. And she was great in as the psychiatrist in that Mel Gibson movie, What Women Want, or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
She was great in that, but she was really good in as John Lovitz's wife.
I don't know that movie.
Stepford Wives?
Stepford Wives. I know the original, but I don't know.
Oh no, you got to look at the reboot with
Nicole
Kidman and Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
Well, it just seems so weird that John Lovitz is in a movie that's so intense.
Well, and that's the thing. You got to look. They turned it into a comedy.
Oh,
and it was pretty damn funny.
I don't know if I ever watched that.
Did you say Matthew Broderick was in it?
Uh-huh.
You know what? There's almost nothing that I won't watch that if Matthew Broderick's in it, that's sort of a vote of approval to me.
No, there was something that Matthew Broderick was in, and I don't even remember it hitting the movie theater, but he was a teacher and he was fucking one of his students, and it broke up his marriage, and then he started fucking his wife's sister or something.
What?
It was really weird.
Matthew Broderick?
Yeah, it was really weird.
Biloxi Blues?
Matthew Broderick, the one that's married to Sarah Jessica Horseface, right?
Right.
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
have a horse face.
Absolutely.
It's funny that you think Biloxi Blues when you think Matthew Broderick, and I think
Yeah, that's a little odd. I'm
Ferris
thinking more
Bueller.
Ferris Bueller. Yeah.
Well, I both.
I think that's a generation thing though too, because Ferris Bueller was targeted at Chris and me.
Oh, I have me a Ferris Bueller Save Ferris shirt. I wear it. I wear my Save
Yeah,
Ferris.
but it wasn't your that movie wasn't your generation's movie.
Yeah, that was the definition of the 80s for a lot
No,
of
it
us.
was. Well, listen,
I'm not saying you wouldn't have seen it. I'm saying it wasn't one of those movies that defined your generation.
Right. I mean, and what defines your generation, Wally? MASH, The Godfather, what?
Well, I MASH, The Godfather. I don't know.
Well, I mean, seriously.
Star Wars.
I was thinking of. Well, see, Star Wars is closer to mine.
Yeah.
Because
Star Wars is with that being 79, 80.
79.
No.
I'm 16 in 1979.
Okay, I was 4.
I was 7.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, so that was a big deal for me. That movie.
But I guess when Ferris Bueller came out, Jess, you and I were like, what, 12, 13, somewhere in that range?
I was in high school, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Ferris Bueller came out 1980.
Let's see.
No, Ferris Bueller was 85.
86. So I was
85,
14.
86.
Really? Wow.
Ferris Bueller was 86.
So I was 6th grade.
I was 14. I was 9th
Yeah.
grade.
I was a collegian. Yeah, so it's not as defining for me. No, so movies that maybe would go for me like Meatballs.
Okay.
Like
How about
Chevy
Animal
Chase
House?
movies? Yeah, Animal
House. Yeah.
Now,
right.
see, for me, aside from Ferris Bueller, definitely Dirty Dancing, 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club.
Can we stop on Dirty Dancing for a second?
Every John Hughes movie ever.
Yeah.
Now that we're looking at Dirty Dancing today, let's look back at it.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Jerry Orbach had every right to put Baby in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the whole movie right there. Jerry Orbach was perfectly right. The rest of the movie could have been trimmed.
Yeah.
Well, Fast Times was big for me.
Mm-hmm.
Fast Time. You know what? But that was right on the borderline for me too. Maybe I'm looking at it as a classic. But what a great movie. A star-studded movie.
See, I was too young to watch Fast Times when it was new.
Only the best breast shot of all filmdom is in Fast Times.
Which one?
Phoebe Cates.
And you realize she was 17.
Well, I don't know how old she was then.
Yeah,
no,
she was 17.
17. They wouldn't have showed her breast if she was 17.
Jess, pull up the Google.
They could not have shown her nude at 17.
They got her parents' permission.
God, no. Well, so I was probably the same age, 17, 18.
Yep.
Apparently, I'm not the first one to Google how old was Phoebe Cates.
No.
In Fast Times.
Uh-huh.
The majority of kids in this movie are supposed to be between 15 and 18. The actors, however, check in at 21. Sean Penn, 19. Jennifer Jason Leigh. Judge Reinhold was 24. Robert Romanus, 25. Brian Backer, 25. Forrest Whitaker, 20. Only Phoebe Cates at 18 and Nicolas Cage at 17 were in the proper range.
There you go. I had read 17 at one point, that they got her parents' permission to show her.
Well, I might have still had to get it even then when she was 18.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows? But that was Judge Reinhold. But that's probably that was
and listen, if we're going to compare titties, which we do on this show, I thought Jennifer Jason Leigh was so much better. Okay, I'm sorry, but when she was in the dugout,
yes,
yeah,
yes, Not,
and then you want to look at Ratso and like, why aren't you fucking her, Ratso? You're on her bed. Why aren't you fucking her? Fuck her.
By the way, Saturday Night Fever would have been one for me too.
You know, I've seen that movie one time, only because I like the Bee Gees.
Yes, I don't remember much about that movie at all.
Well, disco is huge, and I used to go to the disco roller skating rink.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. That was it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things. I don't know what you had for you guys' things. I don't know.
We had the roller skating rink. It just wasn't playing disco.
Yeah, we had disco with.
It was playing Michael Jackson.
Yeah. It just. I'm looking at my notes right now. I was working on a joke. I was trying to come up with a joke. I wish I was a joke writer sometimes, and I understand
So
now
do we.
why joke writers collaborate, because you come up with this germ of an idea and then you collaborate and people try to come together. I was trying to come up with something that dealt with Iowa, black voters, white poll workers, and the premise was that black voters in Iowa, even though there are only 500,000 black people in Iowa, they have 2 million black votes because the white poll workers think black people all look alike. So they were able to go in and out, in and out, and in and out, in and out. So every time I was I know it's a premise of a joke. It's the premise of one, because I knew people were going to be putting stuff online saying, oh, there's cheating. And then when it doesn't go,
I think you need to call Bill Maher.
Oh, no.
I keep hoping there has been cheating and we're going to find out there was some kind of fraud. And
there was all of those. We had a bunch of bomb scares here in Maine.
Yeah, I read that the bomb scares in Georgia originated in Russia.
Yeah, I read the same.
And Russia was also putting explosives on planes to send over. They caught him in Germany.
Why do people take the bomb threats seriously?
Yeah.
If you get one,
I don't understand.
We've placed 7. You can't you can't even figure out how to spell bomb. You didn't put any bomb.
But when somebody has called you and said, "This is a bomb threat, and we're going to do the bomb,"
and by the way,
you know what? No.
And by the way,
sir,
hello.
You have Medicaid
sir,
Part A and B.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader,
They
sir?
have Peggy from Microsoft calling.
This is the Peggy calling from the Microsoft. There is a bomb.
I'm getting a bunch of Medicare Part A and B calls.
Oh, good.
I get 3 a day now.
Good for you.
Oh, this was what I was going to tell you. So a couple of weeks ago, we want to get a new shower in the ensuite shower. We want to get replace the shower because it's old and the tile is flaking away, and we just want to get a new one. And so I went online and found 2 or 3 locations, 2 or 3 places. Yeah, come take a look and give us an estimate of this. And of course, there are all those fucking websites that they're representing some local contractor. I've gotten a call back from 3 of them. I had one just a little while ago, just before you beckoned us, Jess. And
Beckoned you.
They will not come out unless my wife and I are both
beckoned us.
We have to both be home. The last guy I just spoke to said he would not make an appointment with me unless we were both here. And I said, listen, man, I'm Joe Biden. Listen here, man, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. That was a little Ross Perot-y too. I'm going to be here. I'm making the decision. Yes, but we need your wife there too. And I like,
they
no,
must have had too many angry spouse calls.
You don't need my wife here. No, because it's very psychological. They ask very specific questions and try to pit one against the other. You know, if the guy doesn't look like he likes the design, they go to the woman because, of course, women, right? Women are much better, have a much better design eye, and will like the jets on the handheld better than the man will. No, I like cleaning my ass too, bud. I'm all right with it. I like the handheld jet. But so they won't even make a fucking appointment with me because we both won't be here. What the fuck nonsense is that? I don't even fucking understand it.
That sounds dumb.
It is dumb.
There's only one thing you had to do, Wally. One thing.
Yeah, well,
one thing.
A lie.
Yeah.
It would be a lie, but all you had to do is do it.
But my name is Wally, not Donald.
What's going to happen when he shows up and you go, whoops, she's not here? Come on in. She died
overnight. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, by the way, no, my wife isn't here. I suck peckers. Do you want to come in?
But it's so fucking contrived, and it's so So the one that called today was standard. We have standard installers right in your area. Fucking no, you don't.
They're in your neighborhood now, cleaning leaves off of other roofs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Call us
those
now for
smart.
this exclusive. We're already in your neighborhood discount.
Yeah. So you're not supposed to say this, but every year around here we get the gypsies. And
I'm sorry, you have offended the Roma community, Wally.
Yes, I know I have. But the gypsies go around, and one of the gypsies' big sells is new blacktop or sealing your driveway.
Uh-huh.
And all they do is use black paint and do a paint roller on your old driveway.
Correct. That's correct.
All they do. And they con particularly old people a lot into doing this. They're not putting any of the sealer on it. It's black paint.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even good black paint. It's not the kind with primer in it. It's just bad black paint. And they charge, I don't know what they charge, $600-700. What a fucking scam. And if you call them gypsies, somehow you're bad. They also do the roofing. Oh yeah, I could see your roof from the street and it looks kind of bad. We could come and take care of that.
Now, somebody did that at my Silver Spring house. They said, it's clear you need new windows in the house. I said, is that so? Oh, yeah, you can see this one's blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that's interesting because Windows by Anderson did them 6 months ago.
Yep.
6 months ago.
I got a text the other day from the vet that said Medley is due for her annual whatever checkup shots stuff. So we're doing this new thing where we automatically scheduled you an appointment. It's at this day and this time. Let us know if that won't work.
Fuck them.
And I didn't even care if it was a good day or time. I just responded, no, thank you.
Yeah, fuck them.
It's good when the interns get a hold of the text machine because it comes to you and it says dear and then parenthesis null parenthesis.
Yeah.
And then you get dear null. Okay.
Auto schedule me a fucking appointment. I texted back and I said, no, thank you. I do not want my appointments auto scheduled and that day and time will not work for me.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You were all big and bad first and now you're polite. He's like, no, fuck you people. And then, well, actually what I said was
what I said out loud was no, fuck you people. What I texted back was no, thank you. That will not work for me. I do not want my appointments auto scheduled.
See, this is the liberal shit. They lie, Wally. They fucking lie.
But just like a good liberal was got her anger out before she contacted.
That is correct.
And she used her sweetness on. Wait a second. That's all wrong.
Jess, do you want to meet me at the 7-Eleven? I need some defense later on.
Did you hear? Jess used her sweetness. Mm-hmm. No wonder she didn't get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there and the woman says, you got to get to your clan meeting. And Jess would stand there and go, goddamn right he does.
That's what he told me. Would you get out of his way, bitch?
That's what he told me. Download Cheese Wits on Apple Podcasts.
I just
rate and review, please.
So the obnoxious side of me says, why is it okay for that woman to be racist towards Chris? But if Chris said anything back that even hinted of racism, he would have been found fucking belly up in the parking lot.
Yeah, I don't think anybody thinks it's okay. I mean, I think people think she's a cunt. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I did have to get to my clan meeting. I don't know.
Well, what gave it away? Was it the sheet in my back pocket?
Exactly.
What was it? You dragging a hood?
Chris, did you forget to take your hood off before you went in the store this time?
No, when I pulled up my wallet, it had the huge pentagram on it. And I guess she probably figured it out from there.
Yeah.
He still had the black stuff around his eyes so that when he put on his hood, his eyes wouldn't show.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. It was from when I was canvassing yesterday.
I just think it's just crazy that people talk like that to other people.
So you guys want to hear?
By the way, I just saw a campaign sign, Jess.
Yeah.
Just coming up the road here, right outside of one of the polling places that was littered with campaign signs yesterday. Mm-hmm. Today, there's only one sign that remains, and it says, "Respect the verdict, Larry Hogan." That's it.
Now, he's the guy who was your
He was our governor that lost.
He was your governor that lost.
Yep.
See,
He
but when
lost
you
the
voted
Senate seat.
You voted for a good guy, right?
I thought Larry, I still think Larry's a good guy. I mean, I've met him a couple of times. He's down to earth guy you want to have a beer with. I mean, just
Yeah,
is.
so now I think the Congress, the Senate, and the president will all be Republican. Man, there's some shit going to hit the fan come January.
Yeah.
I remember when they said balance of power. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh,
Remember checks and balances? Remember that?
yeah. Oh,
Jesus, fuck.
Fox is going to have a field day. Fox is going to love it.
Oh,
So-
Fox. All right, fucking the guy on Fox last night practically pulled his dick out on Martha McCullum. I mean, it was unbelievable.
But I can see that people will not watch Fox as much because there'll be no controversy.
Why? Why bother?
Right,
Yeah.
because that's what Fox lives on. They live on creating controversy. Well, what are you going to create a controversy on? You got Republican. There's nobody to really attack anymore.
They're
There's
going to
not-
start concentrating on 2028.
Well, I mean, in 2 years from now, they could flip the Senate and the Congress.
Jesus.
I mean, it could happen.
In the meantime, Fox News is going to be discussing nothing but chemtrails.
So, guys, listen to this thing that came up in my Facebook memories today. It's from
Oh, dear.
when I was at FRE.
Of course.
This is a phone call that happened while we were on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Me in the traffic report. Route 85 is closed in both directions and has been for several hours because of a serious accident there this afternoon. Listener calls in. Yeah, I'm calling with a correction on Route 85. That's not an accident. It's just utility work. Me. Yes, the utility work is related to the accident since a pole came down on top of a car. Listener. No, I live right there and there's no car involved. Me. There was, but it's possible they've removed the car by now and they're still investigating what happened. We got our information from the state police. A man was electrocuted. Listener. Well, maybe that's what they want people to believe, but I figured I'd call and tell you what was really going on. If you choose to ignore the truth, that's your business.
Did you look at the picture of the sunset? Did you see that? Because I posted that after you and I got off the air that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And then in the comments, somebody who's actually not my friend anymore says, weird. Did you call the state police and confirm? And I said, confirm that the story they gave us the first time was real and not made up to cover up boring old utility work? No. And she said, oh, I'd be pissed if someone lied to me about something like that and I reported what they said. Did you ever find out the truth?
What the fuck? Who are these fucking
The
wackadoodles?
truth was that there was a fucking electrical pole that came down on top of a car.
And a guy got electrocuted, and
Guy-
the state police called to say, hey, we're going to close the road down for a little bit. Be careful.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
These are the motherfuckers. They believe nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Everything's a conspiracy. And that was in, I don't know when that was. Hold on.
That was 12.
That
Wasn't it?
was 2009.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, because we'd had that happen other times.
Oh,
Jess.
of course. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to. So in my estimations, the Republicans or conservatives began the whole conspiracy thing, heavy duty in politics when they said the Clintons killed whatever his face was, their advisor.
I got two words for you: Whitewater.
Yeah, what? Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and who was their guy who committed suicide? And they
Vince Foster,
Vince Foster and
who
Republicans.
Rush Limbaugh one day said, "We want to say hi to Vince Foster, who we know is floating around in the Caribbean right now, alive and well."
What a fucking asshole. But anything for money. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Guys like Rush Limbaugh. It's all about earning a living, no matter what they are as a person.
Which leads us to iHeart downsizing again.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything more investigating, but I saw your post. What's going on now?
I mean, it's insanity.
It's the
in
holidays.
that fucking company.
Yeah. It's the holidays. That's what they do. They find something that they think will distract people from what the fuck they're doing. And this time it was the election. Other times it's been the actual inauguration. They find these, they work around these big cultural events and then lay off a whole shit ton of people so they can still afford to give their executives big bonuses.
Oh, that's,
Hey, as long as Bob gets his golden shower or whatever it's called. Good Lord.
His misting tunnel.
No, but they're like
Chris
a high
left the
school,
call.
Oh, we lost Chris. But they're like a high school romance. Every fucking Halloween, Christmas or Valentine's, people break up. They'll get back together later.
I actually said there because the thing that people keep saying is, how are they still able to do this? How do they have anybody left to fire? And I said, they're like an abusive husband. He swears he's not going to do it again. It's going to be better this time. And people who have seen his behavior in the past think, no, he really means it this time. He's going to be good this time. It's going to be okay to go work with him.
Yeah, people fall for it all. I don't even how are they operating? Did they get rid of programming people again?
Yeah.
God damn. And then they fucking wonder why radio doesn't work.
Yeah.
And
I
of
don't
course-
understand. We got Bobby Bones on every station. Why aren't we making any money?
Because and then that small market radio thing, I haven't written the thing up, but the small market radio thing will say, oh, radio works. Look, yeah, you know when it works? When you own the fucking station, you live in the town, and you run it yourself.
Or when the company's not allowed to operate your station. That's why WFRE was able to work, because although it was Clear Channel back then, not iHeart. Although we were owned by Clear Channel, they weren't allowed to operate us, so they couldn't tell us what to do. And so we did our own thing. We made money. We had ratings. We were successful.
That's exactly how radio works.
Mm-hmm.
Jess, you got it. You finally figured it out.
I don't know why they're not asking me.
Yeah, I've
Hey,
always...
iHeart, call me.
But here's the other thing iHeart does, and other corporate radio do, that they equate cutting overhead with profit.
Yeah.
No, you're just cutting overhead. You have not increased your bottom line at all.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll sell that to the fucking morons who buy stock in their company.
They've been dismantling radio since the day they got into radio. Welcome back, Chris.
Yeah. And they suck.
And they
back
suck.
when I was calling them Death Star and got fired.
I called them that too.
Just when they were Cap Star and then whatever the fuck they were. All that coming out of Texas.
Started replacing us with computers, and here we are today being replaced by AI.
And they did try all kinds of iterations. You know, they tried the Drake Chenault reels and the this reels and the kilohertz tones and the multi fucking carousel cart machines and
oh god, don't you remember the Star Station?
Oh fuck, all of them. I worked at stations that used all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. Not for the entire building, but all of it. When we worked in Utica, the LAM, that's here in Maine, but the fucking station up in Rumford or whatever it was. What was the name of that town?
Rumson? No.
I
don't know.
Where what's his face lived in the bank vault.
Yeah, Robbie.
Whatever it was called. But I think they ran carousels or some fucking shit.
But you know, also in the last few days, I've seen in my Facebook memories how every time the time changed, I would get a call in the middle of the night from the transmitter that we were off the air. And I would have to go in and do whatever because the computer didn't do the thing it was supposed to do when the time it didn't work. And then all the radio people commenting on my posts about it being like, remember when we had people live on the air at that time and they could just play the music?
Yeah, I fucking hate that. That's
the worst shift.
I used to hate those fucking calls.
Mm-hmm.
Think about if I can get the call. The power is off. The what? That automated fucking voice. Like,
dead air.
We had one that was so
away.
It was so old that it would call you, and that no caller ID at this point. It would call you and just go, enter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to put in your little 7592.
There were times I would have to get up in the middle of the night and go to the radio station and just wait for the engineer to get there because I didn't have, not for the time change, but for other stuff, I would get those dead air calls and there's nothing I can do. But if I don't go to the radio station and do nothing, I'm somehow wrong. So let me go be there at the radio station for no reason.
He was a good engineer.
He was so great. I loved Joe Bailey.
Yeah.
When I was working in way upstate New York on the Canadian border, I was living in Vermont. I was an hour and 35 minutes from the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And we had this 3-phase transmitter, or I guess that's what it was called, a 3-phase. That fucking thing was going down all the time. And I'd fucking get calls. And then if the wind blew just enough to knock the dishes that faced each other, Chris, you can help me with that. I don't know really what it's called. The transmission from the radio station to the transmitter. There would be a dish in between, line of sight dish.
Uh-huh.
And the wind would blow or a tree limb would come down in front of one of the dishes and it would block the signal and you'd get the same call or off the air or dead air. Fucking, I hated that shit because we had nobody. It was all fucking automated. And I think we were running ABC, ABC Country.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it was. It was fucking, just the worst. Well, I'm sorry to hear about our fellow former brethren who have lost their jobs.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a better place for them.
That's true.
Maybe they'll start a podcast.
The problem is that there's no jobs for them to go get.
There aren't. You remember when you used to fucking go to like when R&R was big or something, and even when they got online, if you needed a gig, you'd look through it just to see, hey, maybe I want to try to improve myself.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
And you'd fucking open it up and there'd be a fucking 50 jobs for what you were looking for. 50 jobs for a midday person, 50 jobs for a night person, 100 jobs for a program director.
Mm-hmm.
And they were real jobs. They weren't fucking bullshit jobs. Hey, come be our program director and you can answer the phones at the front desk and you can do all the production writing.
And sales.
And we're going to have you voice 3 other stations for us.
And sales.
If you don't mind.
Right. And we're going to pay you $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds right.
Yep.
It is. I think it is right.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking absolutely right. You listen to this shit. So the election, speaking of the election, I don't know if you remember, Jess, but in Utica, we did real election coverage on election night.
Yeah.
Here at Maine,
because I was a serious news reporter.
We had people out at polling places. When I was here in Maine, we had people at the polling places for the local returns. And everybody in the fucking station was working.
Mm-hmm.
Salespeople, all on air people, the one person on the air, at least here it was. I think we had 15 people in the field.
Yeah.
Doing work in different communities at polling centers and calling back in with information. Now, you get nothing.
I'm sure glad I didn't have to do that shit last night.
Good God. Could you imagine?
Killed somebody.
No.
Jess would be on the front page of some paper. Local radio star kills Trump supporter. Oh, would have been terrible. Yeah, we used to do that kind of shit back then.
Yep.
Now they do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if they have. I didn't even. Who listened to? Does anybody listen to the I seriously, and I mean this. The only time I listen to the local radio station is if I accidentally hit the touch screen in my car when I'm moving the cable for my phone charger, and I accidentally bump into the thing and it goes from Sirius or whatever thing I'm listening to off my phone and hits the radio button on the touch screen. Also, I'm going, no, like what the fuck? I just don't even listen. And it's not because I'm hateful to. I'd love to listen to local radio if they did something local.
There's nothing to listen to.
No,
there is not. There really is not, and it's not sour grapes anymore. Listen, maybe 3 years ago, after my last gig ended, even then it wasn't sour grapes, because that station went out of business because of COVID and went bankrupt. But it's not sour grapes. It's just there's just nothing there. They're not doing a good job.
It's not sour grapes for me either. I left radio intentionally.
Yeah, I loved radio.
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea of radio.
There's so much I miss that you can't really do the same on streaming radio that you could do when you were part of a local community.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the part of it right there, the local part, the getting outside, meeting and greeting the people, getting feedback, even the fucking people who talk to you like you're an asshole.
Yeah.
It's still interesting.
Yeah.
Because you go back and you talk about them and somebody else says, "Oh, that fucker calls me all the time."
Mm-hmm.
Even that is welcome. It's because then you try to figure in your head, how do I defeat this fucker? How do I fool this motherfucker and get him off my back? And then you work at it and you try to figure it out and you come up with some sort of plan. It's just not there. I loved getting out and I fucking loved getting out in public. I loved it because I felt like, we were doing something good for the community.
Yeah.
We were contributing positively.
I loved coming up with events and fundraisers and unique ways to do things. And even if I was stealing somebody else's unique idea from another market, my favorite thing we ever did was Bras for a Cause. We collected new and newish bras.
Newish.
They couldn't be falling apart. They couldn't be all stretched out.
Right.
And for each one we got, we had a sponsor that would donate $1 to the breast cancer wing at the local hospital. And we did it for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And at the end of the month, we would have a big party and volunteers would come out and help us count the bras. And then we would hang them up. Like the first couple of years we did it was at a dealership that was right on the highway. And so we would hang these up across the front of the dealership where you could see all of these bras from the highway as you drove by. And so it was breast cancer awareness. And we actually, it benefited breast cancer treatment. And we then took all of the bras and had them the prison would come collect all of the bras and launder them and then donate them to like domestic violence shelters.
Right. Yeah. And so how can you, like, when you do that, it's impossible not to feel good about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's impossible for the community not to feel good about what you're doing and to appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because nobody in the community is going to say, "Oh, you fucking guys are assholes for helping people out."
Yeah.
You're not going to hear that.
People are going to go, "What the hell was all those bras up there do you see all those bras at the car dealership?"
They sure are. And that fucking helps with the relationship to the radio station, to the car dealership, for the dollars and blah. It's so cyclical.
Yeah.
And that's part of, so that programming job, right? And that ops job, that's what you do. You fucking sit there and you fucking rack your head to try to figure out, how do I make this connection with the community?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to make?
And it made the station money. Although, interestingly, one year we found out, I think it was the last year I was there, as a matter of fact, we found out the day that we were doing the big check presentation to the hospital, that the hospital was pulling its advertising budget from us.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Not cool.
No.
Not cool. Not cool at all. But you still get the community vibe. I fucking loved that shit. I loved being part of it. And listen, it's also nice having fucking people look at you and say, "Hey, great job."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just is.
Yeah.
It's fucking good. And it's nice to feel the love coming back your direction, because a lot of programming radio is getting your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
A lot of it is getting fucking bitch slapped.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully you get more opportunity to get a "hey, attaboy" than you do a bitch slap, because you're getting bitch slapped every day, just about. You really are. It's either the fucking the management, or the fucking some sales guy's got some fucking ridiculous, "Hey, let's do this." I said, shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Or, hey, we need to have more advertising time on the radio. You should have like 20 minutes of spots on. Yeah, that's what we should have. You like being able to sell advertising? We don't need 20 minutes of it.
And by the way, I know I just heard you say that you're a Chevy girl on the air and you would never drive a Ford, but the Ford dealership wants you to drive one of their trucks and talk about how great it is. Do they really?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. No, not happening. Yeah. It's just I do if I could on somebody else's dime, because I don't have enough dimes. But if I could do that, but you can't do it in that way anymore. You just can't, because advertisers are different. Advertisers don't buy into it because radio has fucking fucked it up so much.
Yeah.
It really is radio's fault.
You would basically have to demonstrate your value to them before you could get them to give any money.
You'd have to do the free stuff right off the bat.
Yeah.
And not radio. You'd have to just say, hey, listen, here you go. But iHeart and CBS and all of these Saga, all these companies, they've just fucked it up. Dollar a holler radio and just bullshit. And, hey, buy this one station we have gets ratings and we'll give you the other 4 for free.
Yeah.
Because they all suck, because they all broadcast the same thing anyways.
And they've got all the same jocks on them because we don't pay people. We just laid off everybody except this one guy, so he's on all 5 stations.
I know. And that's what it's going to be.
That's what it is.
Hey, you know what? If we get us a class in voice work, you were taking a voice work class, weren't you, Jess?
Yeah.
I was listening to, I don't know where I was listening to, but I was listening to a program about somebody who was learning accents. They took a course in accents. If we just take a course in learning how to be different accents, you could have one person.
It's funny you say that because I am going to be taking an accents course.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. She told us about this shit, remember?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
Oh, well, then you should pay more attention to
Thanks
Cheese Wits,
for
available
listening.
at your local podcast download.
It's not because I don't listen.
Thanks for listening.
Who's talking?
Who?
What?
Who is this?
Yeah. But that's so now, Jess, you could be on the radio, your local station, using your 5 or 6 different accents you learn.
Yeah.
And they'll think you're somebody different.
And get paid $12,000 a year for it.
Well, you'd be kind of lucky to get that much, I think. I'm not sure that radio even has on-air people anymore that are full-time. I think everybody's a part-timer.
No, it does. At least here. I know at least one.
Out of how many? That's the other problem. How many fucking signals do you have in your area?
I don't know because I haven't.
25, 30 of them.
Yeah. I mean, iHeart's got probably
way more than you need.
3 or 4. And then what did Citadel used to? What's Citadel now?
Well, when I worked when they changed, they became a they were bought by
Cumulus,
an investment banker.
Cumulus. So Cumulus has 3 or 4, and I don't know who the rest of them are.
You might have Saga there, or
maybe
or one of the.
Yeah.
You probably got 25 fucking legit signals in that market. You don't need that fucking many. They've oversaturated with all these fucking and all those little fucking tiny fucking stations that were the digital stations and all that bull. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? They're fucking useless. They just are. And I know there's,
because they can.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, because
remember when HD radio was going to be the thing of the future?
Bullshit.
What, the channels between the channels?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The channels between the channels.
And in the future, everybody was going to have HD radios in their car.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know one person that doesn't. Trump 2025.
Man, it is going to be an interesting fucking the rhetoric that's going to happen between now and then is going to be huge.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's fucking unbelievable.
I'm just going to.
You know what would be great? You know what would be really great? And I know I'm living in fucking, jerk off Nirvana mindset here. But he talked to Biden. He talked to Harris. Biden and Harris both have invited him to the White House to have a meeting about the transition. Instead of leaving a note, like he did to Biden that says, hey, go fuck yourself.
Right.
Go to the meeting, enjoy, and actually try. Try to do what you said you were going to do, and try and run this country for everybody. Go to the fucking meeting. If he doesn't go to these meetings and stuff, you can finally say, you know what? Fuck this cocksucker. Another 4 years of this shit. But I just wonder whether he will follow through and actually go to the meetings.
He's going to mock them.
He will not.
Of course he is.
How do you sit? How do you sit across from the table from the woman you said is an idiot and is a low IQ? How do you sit across from her and swallow that piece of humble pie?
And before we have a transition, I just want to say, ha ha, I beat you because you're a girl.
Yeah. You've got, there's so much that he's got to unpack and put back in his little fucking duffel bag and eat a little humble pie and just say, and they have to do the same thing.
And he has to, he has to apologize to Detroit. He has to apologize to Puerto Rico. He has to apologize to, there was another place besides the country.
And that's all from this week.
Yeah.
But what's kind of wacky too is he insults, he actually didn't insult the Puerto Ricans. It was a bad joke. And fucking a comedian does it, but he certainly was on board for it.
Right. You're only as good as the people you associate with, right?
He increases the votes from those people increase. Like, how is that possible? How is it possible? You say, hey, you fucking garbage pit motherfucking Puerto Ricans. Oh, we're going to vote for you now. Thanks for saying such terrible things about us.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how any of this is possible. We live in a fucking bizarro world.
Wouldn't it be funny if we woke up tomorrow and it was yesterday?
Hello, Groundhog. I also
that would be great. Can we try again?
But are we really as a country as racist as it appears, or as bigoted? Not racist, but as bigoted as we appear we are, or are we so aggrieved? I
feel like, and maybe I'm completely off base here. I feel like most people who voted for Trump are not outwardly racist, misogynist.
I don't think they are either.
But I don't think that they recognize either the damage that he is going to do to women and minorities and gay people and trans people and all the people who are not white men.
Well, these are people that are going, you know what? This guy speaks like another man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying. That was the point I was trying to get across. I also think the other thing is when he says, we're going to have tax cuts, I don't think they fucking understand.
Those aren't for us.
It's going to you, motherfucker.
No. If you make less than $350,000, those tax cuts are not for you.
No, it's going to Elon Musk and 30 other guys.
As a matter of fact, our prices are going to go up for everything because he's going to put tariffs on Chinese goods.
Well, the tariffs, I think the tariffs are going to hurt. And when you start fucking expelling the people from this country who actually do the work.
Yep.
And that would be the illegal and legal immigrants.
Yep. And also people who are just brown and live here legally and were born here. But he's going to put them in a concentration camp to sort the whole thing out. You know how often
you see a white guy doing a roof or a lawn or fucking painting or construction or cooking in the back of a Chinese restaurant?
I was just trying to think. Let's see. My lawn guy is black. The roofer that is still not doing the work that he's supposed to fucking be doing is Indian. What else did you say? What other?
Painter?
I don't have a painter.
Who's the guy who came into your house?
The drywall guy is Mexican.
Yeah, of course he is. And I just mean, of course he is, because that's who does the hard fucking labor in this country.
Yeah. All those people are doing the black jobs.
Yeah.
My blacks are doing the black job. They're the ones who are doing, they're the ones who are picking your fucking produce and fucking, killing your chickens and slicing your fucking
Jesus
ribeye
Christ.
steaks.
Please don't say picking cotton, Wally. Please don't say picking cotton, Wally. Please don't say picking cotton, Wally.
Picking feathers off of chickens.
All right, better. Okay.
You guys, I
But
gotta
that's
go.
who's doing that work, though. That really is who's doing that work. It's not fucking me and you with our white privilege. But it's not. I just don't think the people get that that's the whole thing. Like
Now I got a question though.
Go ahead.
Is my mother racist? Because whenever something would happen, she would say, "Wait a cotton picking minute."
Oh, Jesus.
Is that a racist statement?
Yes, it is. But I think some phrases got into our language without us recognizing where they came from.
Well, like somebody being gypped, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't think necessarily your mother's racist for using that phrase,
No,
but also I don't think she should be using that phrase.
Did
I
you
don't
not
think
see that picture from Halloween?
Or how about, here's one that
No.
people that never think of. How about jerry-rigged? That's completely racist.
And you know what else is racist that I
Jerry-rigged
didn't know?
is German. It's regarding Germans and their jerry-rigged devices to blow up Americans during World War II,
Oh, see, I
Well,
didn't
and-
know
and-
that, but
World War One.
For marijuana?
there
know,
was
somebody
another
says-
rigged that I know is for sure racist.
Well, yes, we know that one's racist. But
Yeah.
if you say lipped, if you're like smoking a marijuana blunt and somebody's like, "Don't lip it," that's also racist. And I didn't realize what it was until I looked it up.
And it is?
Yeah.
Well, no, what does it mean?
I can't tell you that right now.
Well,
okay.
Also,
but it rhymes with bigger lipped.
I gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
but also the peanut gallery.
See, now I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
read-
comes from that show Andy and Amos, and the peanut gallery was black people.
the last
I didn't
great
know that.
blackface
And
radio
actual
show?
the peanut gallery was actual black people, whereas Andy and Amos were white people in blackface.
Right.
And they would
It
say
was the last great blackface radio show.
no
Andy and Amos.
and they
You
would
know,
say
Andy-
no
Amos and
comments from
Andy.
the peanut gallery, meaning black folks shut the hell up.
Yeah,
Now, and Andy and Amos, that was one of my favorites right up there next to Mindy and Mork, Wally. And
Y'all, I gotta go.
yeah, so do I.
You pissed
So
her
do I.
off now, Chris.
Oh yeah, me and my racism.
All right, you guys.
All right. Talk
Hope
to you
you all
next week.
survive the
Happy
next week.
listening to old episodes,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
They're really good.
which you're
They're
definitely
awesome.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
Taking it all in.
All right. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye, y'all.